Ensure that your escalation and communication plans include personnel in your organization and external parties that you must notify at each stage during an incident. Have a process to identify and document the root cause of an event so that you can develop mitigation strategies to limit or prevent recurrence, and develop procedures for prompt and effective responses. As part of your planning, ensure that security personnel have the right tools pre-deployed into AWS. Also, ensure that security personnel have the correct access pre-provisioned into AWS so that they can appropriately respond to an incident. Lastly, rehearse incident response and recovery frequently. Run simulated incident response events or game days that involve key staff and management for different threats. Use lessons learned from running game days as part of a feedback loop to improve your processes. Thanks for watching. Now it's time to review the module and wrap up with a practice certification exam question. You should now be able to identify an incident, describe AWS services that are used for incident recognition and remediation, and identify best practices for incident response. Now, let's take a look at a sample exam question. An administrator would like to use a continuous monitoring and assessment service that provides an inventory of AWS resources. Which AWS service would meet their needs? A, AWS Lambda. B, AWS CloudTrail. C, AWS Config. Or D, AWS Fargate. Note the key requirements stated in the problem. The keywords to focus on are continuous monitoring, assessment service, and inventory. Consider the answer choices and roll them out based on these key requirements. We'll pause a few seconds before discussing the correct answer. So how do these answer choices compare to the requirements? Choice A. Lambda is a serverless, event-driven compute service that provides the ability to run code without provisioning or managing servers. The service does not monitor your environment. That's not going to meet the need. Choice B. CloudTrail captures API calls made by or run on behalf of your AWS account. The service does not provide an inventory of AWS resources, so that won't meet the need. Choice C. AWS Config continuously captures configuration changes that are associated with your resources. The service can send notification when changes occur, can be used to invoke a Lambda function, and integrates with other AWS services to remediate issues. This meets the need for continuous monitoring and assessment and an inventory capability. Choice D. Fargate is a serverless compute service for containers. The service does not monitor your environment, so that's not the correct choice. Let's see what the correct answer is. The correct answer is C, AWS Config. That concludes this module. Thanks for watching.
To the Bridging to Certification module. The first section provides an introduction to the module. At the end of this module, you should be able to identify the next steps to prepare for the AWS Certified Security Specialty Certification, and identify the locations of AWS resources to prepare you for certification. This module is broken into sections, each with its own video. Let's get started. This section explains how to continue down the AWS Academy Security learning path. AWS certification helps learners build credibility and confidence by validating their cloud expertise with an industry-recognized credential. Certification also helps organizations identify skilled professionals to lead cloud initiatives with AWS. Being AWS certified provides several benefits. First, you can showcase your AWS certification achievement with digital badges. Second, you get to access a 50% discount voucher to apply towards recertification or any other exam. Next, you receive invites to regional appreciation receptions. And you can use your digital badge to get exclusive access to AWS certification lounges at AWS reInvent and select AWS Summit events. You also gain access to AWS certified community on LinkedIn, where you can network with your peers. Finally, you unlock access to exclusive AWS certified merchandise. Domain 1 of the AWS Certified Security Specialty Exam is about incident response. This domain makes up 12% of the exam and covers 3 objectives. The first objective is, given an AWS abuse notice, evaluate the suspected compromised instance or exposed access keys. The second objective is, verify that the incident response plan includes relevant AWS services. And the third is, evaluate the configuration of automated alerting and initiate possible remediation of security-related incidents and emerging issues. The second exam domain covers logging and monitoring. This domain is 20% of the exam and has 4 objectives. The first objective is, design and implement security monitoring and alerting. The second is, troubleshoot security monitoring and alerting. The third is, design and implement a logging solution. Finally, the fourth objective is, troubleshoot logging solutions. Domain 3 is about infrastructure security. This domain makes up 26% of the exam and consists of 4 objectives. The first objective is, design edge security on AWS. The second is, design and implement a secure network infrastructure. The third is, troubleshoot a secure network infrastructure. And the fourth objective is, design and implement host-based security. The fourth domain covers identity and access management. The fourth domain makes up 20% of the exam and has 2 objectives. The first objective is, design and implement a scalable authorization and authentication system to access AWS resources. And the second objective is, troubleshoot an authorization and authentication system to access AWS resources. The final exam domain is about data protection. This domain consists of 3 objectives and makes up 22% of the exam. The first objective is, design and implement key management and use. The second is, troubleshoot key management. And the third objective is, design and implement a data encryption solution for data at rest and data in transit. Several primary AWS resources are available to help you prepare for the exam and assess your overall readiness to take it. The exam guide describes the recommended knowledge for certification candidates, provides a content outline for each domain, and lists the tools, technologies, and concepts that might be on the exam. The AWS provided sample exam questions provide you with sample questions and answers in the format that is used for the exam. The AWS Well-Architected website covers the pillars of the AWS Well-Architected framework and provides resources for learning about each one. AWS white papers and guides can help you grow in your knowledge of the cloud by providing technical content that is written by AWS, independent analysts, and the AWS Partner Network. You can also browse through the AWS FAQs page to find answers to frequently asked questions about AWS products and services. AWS also offers the Exam Readiness AWS Certified Security Specialty Training, which helps you prepare for the exam. The training is available in both classroom and free digital training formats. The course is maintained with the newest AWS best practices. The training reviews sample exam questions in each topic area and teaches you how to interpret the concepts being tested so you can more easily eliminate incorrect responses. You'll also receive tips about allocating your study time. The AWS Training and Certification Portal provides several resources related to certification. You can schedule an exam, view your certification history, access your digital badges, and view your certification benefits. AWS offers free official practice question sets for AWS certification exams. These question sets supplement the exam guide and can help you test your knowledge before you take the exam. You can find the practice question sets on an AWS Skill Builder site. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. AWS documentation and frameworks that might assist you in preparing for the exam. On the AWS documentation site, you can find user guides, developer guides, API references, tutorials and projects, software development kits and toolkits, and other resources. The security pillar of the AWS Well-Architected framework provides guidance to help you apply best practices and current recommendations in the design, delivery, and maintenance of secure AWS workloads. The pillar will assist you in understanding AWS current recommendations and strategies that you can use when designing cloud architectures with security in mind. AWS offers training to help you build your technical skills. Develop your skills for securing cloud resources in AWS by taking courses built by the experts. The courses listed here are suggested for those in security roles. You can find several others on the AWS Training and Certification portal and AWS Skill Builder. This slide lists some additional resources to help you develop a deeper understanding of security in the AWS cloud. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Now time to review the module. In this module, you learn to identify the next steps to prepare for the AWS Certified Security Specialty certification, and identify the locations of AWS resources to prepare you for certification. That concludes this module and this course. Thanks for watching and congratulations on completing this course.
In this video, let's learn what is a computer. What are computers and where did they come from? The evolution of computers, or processing machines, happened very quickly within a span of a few decades, ushering in the information age. The early predecessors of the present-day computers were machines made out of wood and metal with mechanical levers and gears. By the 20th century, these computing machines started using electric components. However, these early computers were big enough to fill an entire room and were clunky and slow. As you can see, a computer is a machine or device that has helped humans manipulate data or information for many years. So, what happens when a user switches on the computer using the universal power symbol? Let's look inside a computer for answers. Within this course, we'll cover the language that a computer uses, the key physical components, and the key programmatic components. They all work together so that a computer can accomplish the tasks that the user requests. Let's dive in now.
How to insert a hard disk drive, or HDD, or a solid-state drive, or SSD, into a laptop. Just as we follow some prerequisites when inserting an HDD or SSD into a desktop computer, we should follow the same when working with a laptop. These prerequisites are backing up data and shutting down the laptop. Once it has been shut down, close the laptop and flip it over. Now remove the cover or panel of the laptop. Make sure you ground yourself by touching metal to prevent any electrostatic shock. And then remove the battery. Open the hard disk panel and unscrew the drive. Disconnect the existing drive and remove it. If necessary, press the release latch or ribbon to remove the existing drive. Now, insert a replacement drive with the correct side facing out and press it firmly into the connectors. Connect the unplugged wires and close the laptop. Power on the laptop and get started with your new HDD or SSD.